All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you this Tuesday afternoon. A couple of things to go over and a couple of announcements to make. First and foremost, Fat Goblin Games, the purveyors of tiny supplements for like Tiny D6 and a bunch of other things. They make some really cool paper terrain and paper miniatures and stuff like that. Super cool company. They've had a minor little setback, and so Mr. Mean is reaching out to you guys to ask if you'll help them out. Go to Drive-Thru RPG, find their items. I'll put a couple of links down in the doobly-doo, and let's try to support them. They have a pet pig. My wife used to have a pet pig. They are awesome pets if you've never had one. And their pig, unfortunately, got out of the yard and unfortunately, make a long story short, got injured due to a careless neighbor. And so they're in a bind, huge medical bills. And pet pigs are like really smart pets. They're up there, maybe even a step above dogs. They're very intelligent. They're very cool animals and awesome pets. And if you guys could find it in your heart to help them out, maybe if there was something you were interested in for Tiny D6 or for any of the other things that Fat Goblin makes, give them a check and, maybe try to support them, put a little money in their pocket this Halloween. They're huge Halloween fans, so you can totally support them via that vehicle, and it would really help them out and just really do them a real solid and tell them Mr. Mean sent you. So remember, I'll put links down in the doobly-doo. They have a lot of Halloween stuff. They have a lot of support for Tiny D6 if that's a fan. I do have a review of the Tiny D6 game engine coming because they do a version of superheroes, which I am really fond of. So that'll be going up soon or whenever I can get around to it. Got a lot of content coming out, so you guys stay tuned. So let's jump into it. I'll do all my shout-outs and everything at the end of the video. Kickstarter came in, and then something from Miniature Market. Shameless plug, miniaturemarket.com. I order quite a bit from them. They are awesome, and they are well supported. And you can get a lot of great stuff at a good price. I'm kind of moving away from Amazon.com because I'm tired of my books being mangled and destroyed when I order them. I'm going to take these off to get rid of the glare. They don't package stuff very well. And so I'm trying to not use Amazon as much as possible. I unfortunately got a review of Black Void coming, and I had to order it through Amazon because for whatever reason, the PDF that the owner of the company sent me did not allow me to print it. I was going to print it, and I like to physically get my hands on it. So I just pulled the trigger, and Amazon did have it for a good price. I did buy it from a tertiary vendor of Amazon, so hopefully it will come a little better packaged than the way Amazon packages stuff. But enough of that. We'll go into that in a bit. One Kickstarter, one object I got from Miniature Market. Let's go over the Miniature Market since I already started talking about it. It is the Genesys Expanded Player's Guide. Genesys is a great game, guys. I've talked about it before. I've done a review of it. It's a generic universal system, i.e. Genesys, generic system. See what they did there? I'm a big fan. This uses the same polyhedral dice set that Star Wars, Edge of the Empire, the Jedi one, I can't think of the name right now. I want to say Faith and Glory, but that's not it. Force and Destiny, there we go. And Edge of the Empire and whatever the one is for the Red Book. I can never remember the name of it because I have no interest to play in that genre, which is the Republic, with the fleets and everything. But anyway, same dice set. So if you're familiar with the Star Wars Fantasy Flight RPG and those funky dice, it's basically a standard set of polyhedral dice, D12 on down to D6s, then you're going to be just fine with this. They make a really good fantasy setting called Tyrannoth, which is based in their Descent universe and Runebound. It's the same world, Tyrannoth, and it's an awesome. If you want a slightly different take on a high fantasy world, I highly recommend the Tyrannoth book. It is very well written, and it's a lot of fun. And if you've played Descent, the board game, or Runebound, some of the names, the characters, and the feel of the game are gonna make sense to you. So this is just expands upon the players. What's in the core rule book. It is full color art. It is hardback, stitch sewn. I did pick it up off a miniature market for a song. It was like, I think, $20. Yeah, it's normally marked $29.95 retail, and I think I picked it up off a miniature market for under $25. I think I got it for $23 or $20. Might have even been $19.99. I don't remember. But I got it for a good price. So miniaturemarket.com. I'll try to remember to put a note down in the doobly-doo. If you haven't used them, give them a check. You also earn points. For every dollar you earn a point. You can trade those points in. And then you can, it pays for postage or whatever. I had like $1.06 worth of points. So I traded them in. That paid for, a lot of the postage. But anyway, this is weighing in at a whopping 112 pages. It's color, kind of a black and white, like an M.C. Escher art style, which is what they've had in all the previous core Genesys books, the Genesys core book and the GM screen, which go back in the archives there and check out. I've got reviews on those. But you do have some color in here, so it does support, everything, different genres. So we've got Monster World, Age of Myth, Post-Apocalypse is the 3 settings they give you, and it expounds upon those, expanding the magic rules, because one thing that even I was a little miffed about with the original Genesys is they were very vague about magic in the game system. Basically, you pick an effect. There's a little chart you use, and you pick. Do you want to cast it fast? Do you want it to do a lot of damage? Do you want it to not be interfered with? There was a bunch of different options, and that dictates the target number and how hard it's going to be to cast that spell. And then you make a roll, and then you hopefully see how it works out. It's a very unique, innovative system. So there's no, this is a fireball, this is a light spell. It's all up to the player to interpret and kind of come up with them. So there's no set spell book. And I know some of the fan pages and stuff that are out there for Genesys, people have created spell tomes and things like that you can use with the game. So definitely give those a check out. Some of them are really good. And I can't say enough. I think Genesys is a very unique system. I like it. I know a lot of people don't like the funky dice, but I will say it's like anything else. Once you do it, 2 or 3 times, you start to know it, you understand it, and it all works fine. And it really, if you're into role-playing, R-O-L-E, playing, Genesys is probably your game. More so than like D&D, because what facilitates the role-playing is the dice mechanic. D&D, Pathfinder, all of your other games, you roll a dice, it tells you what you did. You hit or you missed. You succeeded or you failed. In Genesys, it not only tells you that, it also tells you was there a complication, was there other factors involved, all from these funky little dice. And it's kind of nice, and the players and the GM can come up with innovative ways to get things done and or fail, because you can fall forward, as the old saying goes. And it's very cool. If you haven't tried Genesys, give it a try. But the player's handbook, basically, or the expanded player's guide, 112 pages, hardback, stitched, sewn, and glued, so it's not going to fall apart on you anytime soon. And gorgeous art in here. The Monster World looks really neat. I can't wait to dive into it a little bit more. Age of Myth, if you want to set up your fantasy and do a little more. You can see there's like a big, looks like a wolf or a panther. So the art is, as always, it's Fantasy Flight. They do great stuff. Of course, they're not supporting any of these game lines anymore because they're out of the RPG business. And they've turned it over. I forgot the name of the company they turned it. If anybody remembers, put the notes down in a doobly-doo. They're going to take over publishing like the Star Wars line, and I would imagine Genesys. But yeah, lots of new feats and abilities and traits. You can't go wrong with this. If you're into the Genesys line and you want to expound upon it, or if you want a new world, and you want your monster world, here's mummies and vampires and everything to add. You got for Monster World, which I might actually run a one-shot of that for my group. I highly recommend this. Lots of new stuff in here just to expound upon. It's just another player resource and a GM resource, so it's good for the GM. You can use this to build NPCs and give them special traits and abilities, and just inspiration. Monster World. What does that mean? This will help you figure it out and maybe point you in the right direction, give you some inspiration to run your own Monster World or whatever you want to run Jurassic Park. Monster World would probably have all the information in there that you need, or at least point you in the right way. This is very much a game that is a creative flow. If you're like me, I don't run published adventures. I use things out of my head. I use the background information that my players give me, and I create the adventures and the flow from that information. And so this is one of those things that really helps, and this game facilitates that, which is really a good thing. So definitely check it out. I got mine on miniaturemarket.com. I'm sure Game Nerds or even Amazon has it. I don't know the prices, but definitely check it out. I'm going to put a link to miniaturemarket.com in the bottom of down in the doobly-doos. So check it out. It's a great service if you haven't used it. I've bought quite a bit of stuff from Miniature Market. I've never had a problem. So this is definitely a buy in my book. I can't say enough good things about it. I just got it in the mail today, so I really even haven't had time to go through it fully, but I'm excited for what little I do see. Like I said, the Monster World in here really intrigues me because I kind of want to run that kind of game. It's a nice piece of art right there. So it's got nice art in the book. It's totally worth it. And for that price, you can't beat it. Even if you buy it off of Amazon, just be aware it may come slightly mangled if you buy it from Amazon. I hate to be anti-Amazon because they are a good service, but I'm really tired of getting mangled books from them. So I'm looking at alternative methods of purchasing my product from other places. I don't have a local favorite game store that I can go to every week and see what's new to buy. They just don't do it. They don't keep stock. My local game store in Superior, Wisconsin, it's a nice game store, but they don't meet my needs, so I have to order online. So the next thing I got, this is a Kickstarter fulfillment, and I did a review of the Dungeons and Dragons one that I got. It's by Dungeon Notebook. I think it's is it Brad Schmidt? I can't remember the guy. Brian Schmidt is the design guy. Cover illustration was by John Aggs, which I kind of dig. So the Tome of Seeking. So what this is, it's softback, and I will say the D&D 5th edition was hardback, and I kind of wish this was hardback as well. But I think they got a lot of requests for it to be softback. I don't know why. I prefer hardback. I will say the softback kind of lays open a little bit better, as you can see. So I think this will last you a good long time. So all this is literally it's $20 if you buy it retail. I think I got it for like $15 because I did the Kickstarter. All this is it's a character book. It's got a bunch of blank pages in it, and you can see that. And then, of course, at the beginning is all the information you need for your character, your main information, your backstory, and then it goes into ability scores, and some notes. And it's 155 pages, and there's a bunch of hexgraph, so you got that one player that's all into the maps or graphing everything. It's got blank pages for notes. The inside page has got some shorthand suggestions, sample usage, rock runner when you use acrobatics to balance, and snagging strike, all kinds of cool stuff. And in the inside front cover is your basic proficiency glyphs, your basic actions, your specialized actions. And then, it is literally just a overgrown character sheet. You got your animal companions, depending on what you got. They've got a familiar. They've got them in here, badger, tiger, pig, snake, all kinds of good stuff. Equipment items. There's a little bit of art. It's the nice thing is when you backed it as a physical backer for the book, you also got the PDF, so I can print this off as many copies as I want, and have it, and then just put it in a binder. And sadly, I don't know why I backed this, because I'm not a player. I'm never going to use this. I mean, maybe I could put the main villain in here. I mean, that could be an option, but I don't really see the need of that. But I mean, I could if I wanted to. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this to Anthony, one of my players, as a present, because he comes to game session with just reefs of paper falling out of his backpack, and he appears to be very disorganized. So this is going to be a front-handed gift and a backhanded "get your shit together, Anthony." And I think that's kind of neat. And so I'm glad I was able to do it and support a good player as well. Support a small press company. I think that's what Kickstarter is for. I think that is the purpose of Kickstarter. And so I was glad that I was able to support this and have it come out. And I couldn't be more pleased with it. Very happy that I got the PDF. But I believe you will be able to go online and buy these as well. So yeah, you can go to Dungeon Notebook, all one word.com. I'll try to remember to put a note in the doobly-doo. But yeah, you can buy this as well, and you can print out as many as you want. And I think you can even buy a physical copy. I think the PDF might be the better way to go. What I would really like to see, and I haven't checked, is if they made the PDF form fillable. That would be amazing. That would be a really smart use of this product. So that way you don't have to print it. You could save a tree. I have an iPad, and to have this on the iPad and I could just scroll through it if I was a player would be amazing. Or even your cell phone. One of my players uses his cell phone quite extensively. So super awesome. Check it out, dungeonnotebook.com. I think it's awesome. I'm glad I backed it, and I hope, Anthony, I hope you enjoy your gift. So that's really all I've got for this. We're going to take a break. The video is going to fade out and it'll come back in. And then I'll do all my housekeeping. So that's pretty much the review. I just want to do a quick video, give a shout out to Fat Goblin Games. Hopefully you guys can help them out. There'll be a little bit more information at the end of the video. But for now, so long, peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says, all right, YouTube, this is the end of the video. This is where I like to give my shout outs and everything, and talk about little housekeeping and everything. So basically, like I said in the beginning of the video, Fat Goblin Games, their pet pig got out. It got hurt. They make a lot of cool stuff. If you guys haven't checked it, like I said, I'm going to put notes down in the doobly-doo. But they do have a Happy Halloween from Fat Goblin Games Horde. We're the type celebrating it all month long, according to them. We love Halloween here at Fat Goblin Games, which is why you can find a ton of free or cheap Halloween-themed products for 5th edition fantasy, Pathfinder role-playing game, Starfinder role-playing game, Tiny D6, Versus M Engine, and more. And I'll put a link to their drive-through page in the notes. So, like I said, they got some unexpected hospital bills or vet bills for their pet pig who got out and got shot and got hurt. And so best wishes to all those guys at Fat Goblin Games. They make incredible products. I've used their stuff for years. And so definitely want to see them do well. And if you can find it in your heart to help them out, that would be super cool. Big shout out to Brian Isakoff for pointing it out to me. So thank you, Brian. It means a lot. And content is king, as the old saying goes, and we want to see Fat Goblin stick around, so help them out if you can. So the other thing is, as always, like and subscribe. I'm on ZellyPay. I'm on Patreon. If you join my Patreon, it's only $5 a month, and you get access to my Discord channel, which means you get access to Mr. Mean, because I'm always on Discord. And then you also get a special color on Patreon to denote that you are a Patreon subscriber. So you get priority for like any videos where I'm going to include my fan base, which is the Patreon guys get first dibs at it, and then it goes from there. So also we've got I think a new subscriber, only one, but then again I just put a video out last week, so. So big shout out to End Times for subscribing, sir or ma'am. I do not know your gender and do not want to say otherwise, because I don't know. So thank you for subscribing. If there's anything you'd like to see or comments or anything like that, feel free to post them in the notes below. Hit me up on Discord. Email me, jpolack@gmail.com. That's jpolack.com. the letter J, Polack @gmail.com. So thanks to that, I got a lot of great feedback on the rant video. So a big shout out to everybody who posted there. Max McGloin, I hope I'm saying your name right, was telling me that he couldn't find my, I think it was Max. Yes, it was Max. He said he couldn't find my review of Black Void, and so I let him know that that's funny because A, I don't own Black Void, and B, can't review what I don't own. So I think him and another person, I think it was Nasser, had mentioned to me that it's something I should look at, that they thought it was in my wheelhouse. And so I went and checked out their website. I did like what I saw, and I think Max was kind enough to turn the owner, Christopher, onto my YouTube channel, and he looked at the Coriolis video and he really liked what he saw. So thank you, sir, for doing that. It's very kind of you. I enjoyed Coriolis. I think it's a really cool game. I like it a lot. I wish I could play it more, but alas, my players really only want to play Pathfinder or D&D, and I don't want to run D&D, so we're stuck with Pathfinder. But every once in a blue moon, I do run a separate game. Like this weekend, I'm running Conan, An Age Undreamed Of. So I'm very excited about that because I don't get to run that. I used to run it at conventions a lot. For those that don't know, A, I have a review of Conan, and B, it's produced and distributed by Modifius. And it's a fantastic game. I love the 2D20 system. It is one of my favorite systems because I just find it incredibly easy to GM. And I really like the way it works, and it gives the players a lot of agency. So running that this weekend, I'm very excited. I'm pretty much all set for it. I got a little more prep work to do, but I'm very excited about it and can't wait to get it running. Oops, sorry for that. Let's see, anything else going on? Like I said, I'm on ZellyPay if you'd like to donate a one-time donation to the channel, or PayPal pay me /John Polak. Again, those links are all on my YouTube YouTube page. I'm on MeWe. Go ahead and send me a friend request on MeWe. I use MeWe as my social media platform, and then of course Discord as well. I do occasionally run games on Discord. I will be in the there's an econ coming up at the end of October. Nasser Super Beast. Hopefully, I think he's going to put a message up on my Discord, and then I'll put a blurb out, and I might even do a video. I'm going to be running a Simba Room, so keep an eye out for that. I believe it's GDC Econ, which is Electronic Convention for those that aren't in the know. And I'm going to be running. I think I'm running on Saturday the 31st. I think at 10 o'clock in the morning my time. Don't quote me on that. Check out the Discord. I'll have notes in there for sure. Running a quick one-shot of Simba Room, so if you've never got a chance to play it, go ahead and join the convention, and hopefully you'll have fun, and you get to play with Mr. Mean. Yay! It's not all it's cracked up to be, but we'll have fun. Trust me. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, the snow is coming. We are expected to get about 4 to 6 inches of snow here in Duluth, and I'm looking out the window now, and it is snowing. So that is beautiful. I love the snow. Let's see what else. Anything else going on? It's escaping my mind. I wanted to talk about something, and I can't remember it. So as always, like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I remember what it is now. I've been on YouTube for right at 3 years, and I just got a memo from YouTube that I have 290 videos. So that's a lot of videos, guys. A lot of videos up, 290 videos. This will be 291, I believe. Hopefully we can do something cool for 300. That would be neat. Maybe I'll do a live video and we can have some discussion and stuff. That might be pretty cool. Other than that, I got nothing, guys. I'm drawing a blank. So, as always, thank you so much for subscribing and watching, taking time out to watch this bearded talking head syndrome. I do this for fun. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoy doing it. And maybe you learned something about an RPG that you didn't know anything about. And, if you buy it, go tell them Mr. Mean sent you. So, as always, I'm going to wrap it up and say peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says be nice.